You've been told that the only way to fix your money problems is to make more money. Get a raise. Land a better job. Start a side hustle. Climb the ladder. But what if I told you that a higher income doesn't always fix what's broken? In fact, many people earn more than ever, yet feel more broke than ever. They spend more. They stress more. They fall deeper into debt despite having better paychecks. Here's the uncomfortable truth. You don't need a raise. You need better money habits. The kind of habits that don't depend on income, but create stability, discipline, and wealth no matter what you earn. In this video, we're going to explore 5 powerful financial habits rooted in Jewish wisdom that can reshape your future starting right now. And none of them require a bigger paycheck, just a better mindset. Let's dive in. Habit number 1, pay yourself first. Most people handle money backwards. They get paid. They cover the bills. They buy groceries. They pay the credit card. Maybe grab a few things they deserve. And whatever's left, if anything, goes into savings. But here's the problem. There's never anything left. Life always expands to meet your income. The more you make, the more you spend. And the future? It gets whatever scraps remain, if it gets anything at all. But in Jewish financial philosophy, this model is flipped on its head. The very first payment is to yourself, before the rent, before the bills, before anyone else touches your money. You take a portion, 10%, 15%, 20%, and you invest it. Automatically, without question. Because your future is not an afterthought. It's the priority. This habit isn't about being rich. It's about building the muscle of discipline, the mindset that says, I deserve to own something that lasts longer than my next paycheck. And once you pay yourself first, everything else adjusts. You cut unnecessary spending. You stop trying to look wealthy because you're busy becoming wealthy. And over time, those quiet deposits, they turn into a foundation that no boss, no economy, no emergency can take away. So don't wait for the perfect salary. Start now. Even if it's just $20 a week, your future self won't care how small it started. They'll just be grateful you did. Habit number 2, track every dollar with purpose. Let me ask you something simple. Do you know exactly where your last paycheck went? Most people don't. They have a general idea, bills, food, gas, maybe a few random Amazon purchases. But details? Clarity? Almost non-existent. And that's not because they're careless. It's because no one ever taught them to look. In Jewish households, there's a deep cultural value placed on intentional spending. Every dollar has direction. Every shekel has purpose. It's not about restriction, it's about awareness. Because money that isn't tracked disappears. This doesn't mean you have to live on a spreadsheet. It just means you pay attention. You ask the right questions before you swipe the card. Is this aligned with my values? Does this move me toward freedom or just fill a craving? Am I spending to feel better now or to build something better later? This one habit conscious tracking can change everything. It reveals leaks in your finances you didn't know existed. It breaks emotional spending before it becomes regret. And most importantly, it puts you back in control. Because when you start watching where your money goes, you start directing where your life goes too. Habit number 3, teach money early, not when it's too late. Most people learn about money the hard way when they've already made the mistakes. They learn after the overdraft, after the maxed out credit card, after the late fees and debt collectors. And by then, the damage is done. But what if we flip the timeline? What if we taught kids about money before the world did? In many Jewish families, financial education doesn't start with a crisis. It starts at the dinner table. Children are introduced to money not as something secret or stressful, but as a tool, something to respect, to understand, to manage with intention. One of the simplest methods? The 5-jar system. Every dollar a child receives, whether from chores, gifts, or allowance, is split. Some to give, some to save, some to invest, some for essentials, and yes, some for joy. It's not about amounts. It's about mindset. A child who learns to give from $1 grows into an adult who gives from abundance. A child who invests $2 from a birthday gift becomes someone who sees ownership as normal. And a child who makes mistakes with $10 learns lessons without paying adult-sized consequences. You don't have to be rich to teach money. You don't need a finance degree. You just need to include your kids in the conversation early, often, and without shame. Because if we wait until they're 18 to teach them how to handle money, we've waited 18 years too long. Habit number 4, circulate money within your community. Every time you spend money, you're casting a vote. A vote for someone's business, someone's dream, someone's future. The question is, whose future are you funding? Most families don't think twice. They shop at the cheapest store, order from the biggest site. Spend money where it's fastest, not where it matters. And little by little, their dollars leave their circle, never to return. But in many Jewish communities, money doesn't just move, it multiplies. Why? Because it circulates. They buy from each other, hire within the community, support their neighbors' businesses, invest in local ventures, and build ecosystems where wealth bounces, not bleeds. Economists call it the local multiplier effect. But the principle is ancient. Keep your money close, and you strengthen your entire foundation. When one family earns, another one eats. When one business grows, others rise with it. And over time, those small intentional choices become economic resilience. So ask yourself, can I buy this from someone I know? Can I hire from within my circle? Can I choose a local vendor over a faceless chain? It's not about boycotting convenience. It's about building connection and strength one transaction at a time. Because when your community thrives, you don't just help others. You build a safety net that one day might just catch you too. Habit number 5, invest in things that outlive you. Most people invest for comfort. A better house, a nicer car, a vacation to escape. But the families that build wealth across generations, they invest for legacy. In Jewish financial tradition, money isn't just a tool for today. It's a bridge to the future. They invest in assets that outlive them, real estate that pays rent long after they're gone, businesses that provide for the next generation, education funds for grandkids they haven't met yet. They don't just think, how will this help me now? They ask, will this still matter in 20 years? Will this decision bless my descendants or burden them? It's not about building an empire for ego. It's about building a structure that protects, provides, and empowers long after you've left the room. You don't need millions to start thinking this way. You just need to shift the question. Instead of asking, what can I afford right now? Ask, what can I build that lasts beyond me? Because when you invest in things that survive you, you stop chasing temporary wins and start creating permanent impact. So here's what no one told you. You don't need to earn more to get ahead. You need to think differently about the money you already have. Because the truth is, if you can't manage $1,000, you won't magically manage $10,000. If you can't build structure at your current income, a raise will only raise the stakes and the stress. The difference between staying broke and building wealth isn't the paycheck. It's the pattern. And now you've got 5 habits that can shift the pattern forever. Pay yourself first. Track your money with intention. Teach your kids early. Support your circle. And invest with the future, not just yourself in mind. None of these require more income. They require more awareness, more discipline, more vision. And the best part? You can start today. So let me ask you, which of these habits are you going to start this week? Drop a comment below. I read every one. Like this video if it sparked something in you. And if you're building a future that looks different from your past, make sure to subscribe. Because this channel isn't about chasing more, it's about building better. For you, for your family, and for every generation that follows.